Hi everyone, it's Desiree. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm going to be going over some basics when it comes to Cricut and using print then cut to make your own stickers. I've been doing this for a while and I get a lot of questions about how I make these sticker sheets. So I'm going to go over the basics, the things that the steps that you really need to know in order to print and cut your own stickers in Cricut. So that way you can make your own stuff, whatever you want, you can do it on your own. So I'm really excited because I plan on having a bunch of videos on this topic. Right now I'm just going over the basics, but there's some fancier things I want to go over, but I'll have them in separate videos just to make it not so confusing. I've watched so many videos on how to use the Cricut, and it's basically me just compiling all of these different tips I've gotten in all these different videos that I've been watching to make it the easiest way that I could possibly teach all of you on how to use the Cricut. So yeah, hopefully my little tips in here will be able to help you navigate towards using the Cricut to make your own stickers. But yeah, I hope you enjoy watching this video. Hopefully it's informative and you're able to use that Cricut. So this is the home screen for the Cricut design space. Now, I'm going to go into new project so I can get into the canvas area. So this is where you're going to arrange all your images and make them into stickers. So the first thing that I do before I start looking for images and all that fun stuff, I do go over to this shapes. I grab a square. And when you use the print and cut program or operation on this program, you are limited to a certain space that they allow you to print and cut with. So on Cricut, that is a 9.25 by 6.75 space that you're allowed to print and cut. So I'm going to set a little reminder for myself of that size, so that way I can arrange all my stickers and have everything fit nicely onto the area that I'm allowed to print. So right now it's set to a 2x2. I need to go over here to the size. I'm going to unlock this because if I don't unlock it, it's just going to set the proportions exactly to each other, so square proportions. So I'm going to unlock this so that way I can change the width to 6.75 and then the height is going to be 9.25. So that number, that's something that I like to write down and remind myself because I always forget what it is. But it's kind of an important little area space that you need to be aware of when you're using print and cut from Cricut. So I'm going to zoom this out a little bit more so you can see it. So this is the space that I'm going to put all of my stickers on, arrange them so that way I'm kind of maximizing the most space on the paper. And I'll show you in a bit and later on why I do it this way. This isn't going to be anything that I end up keeping. It's just a little reminder for myself of the space. So I'm actually going to change, you can change the color. I like to always change it to any color aside from white. So I'll just change it to this light gray. And now I can go and look for stickers or images for stickers. So on Cricut, you do have access to images over here. I do pay for a subscription, so I'm able to access a good amount of images from their files, and they actually do have some free images over here. If you click on free in the filters, you can see all the free things, so you don't have to have a monthly subscription to get images from here. See what kind of flowers they have. They have some flowers that you can access for free, which is really nice. I do pay for the monthly subscription because I do find myself using this a lot, so I feel like it's money well spent to be able to have access to a good amount of the images. Now, I don't have access to all the images. There are some Disney stuff licensed things that are not free. But you do have to pay for these. They do say $1.99. That's usually the range of how much they cost. So just be aware of that. There are options. You don't have to pay for a subscription. You do have access to a good amount of images for free, which is really nice. So over here, I'm going to just go search images. so we can find some things to make into stickers. So you got a bunch of these really pretty flowers, some daisies that I'm looking for. Now over here I do have some that are marked green on the little bookmark right here. Now these are things that I'm saving so that way I can find them easier. I highly suggest doing this because there's so many images. Sometimes I can't find images that I've seen in the past. So always hit save whenever you see something that you really like. Or you can just start adding things to the canvas. Right here there'll be like a little collection that you'll be able to add to canvas in a bit. So one other thing that you can also be aware of, that when you're searching through here, there on this side right here, there's either a little printer or there's like little scissors over here. From what I've noticed, this one right here means that this image is already set for print and cut, which means it's good to go for a sticker, which is awesome. This one right here, you can kind of see there's already an outline, which that's what we're gonna do for some of these stickers in a bit, putting the outline so that way gives it a little bit of an offset when you're cutting. This one right here is just a basic cut sticker. These are cool because you can change the colors of these if you don't like the colors that they currently are. So you do have options when it comes to that, which is really cool. So I'm gonna go over to my saved ones though, and I'm just gonna add these 3 right here because I already saved these. So I have 2 that are print and cut, and I have this one right here, which I'll actually be able to change the colors, and then I'm gonna add the outline to this one. So I'm gonna add to canvas. They all come grouped together like this, and you just kind of unclick and then pull them over here on this side so I can start working on them. Now this one over here, you can see all of the different images that you picked. So this one, it says print then cut. It's already set to become a sticker. So I'm just gonna size it down. I usually, when it comes to sizing of the stickers, I try not to go more than 2 inches in height unless I planned something else where I need it to be bigger. But I feel around 2 inches is pretty good for a sticker, or if you want it smaller, that's fine too. So I'm just gonna size it down and then just put it over here, collect them. I'm gonna start collecting them over here on this side. This one too, right here, you can see it's print then cut already set, ready to go. You can already see the outline over here. It has a little white outline, so we don't have to do anything to that. So I'm just gonna size this down and just have that right there. Now this one is basic cut. So as you can see, this daisy has all of the separate pieces that you can actually go in and change the colors if you don't like them. So say I want this to be white, or if you want it to be like a, well, maybe we could do like pink. You can change the colors of this. Once you get it to like how you want it, you can change all of these different ones. Once you get it to how you want it to be when you print, then you go over here to operation, you go to basic cut, and you change it to print then cut. All right, so now it is print and cut. Over here you can see they're all print and cut. But I do have to do one more thing. So down here there are these little actions that we can do. So I'm gonna go over here to flatten, and now that's gonna make all of those different separate pieces all smushed down into one, which that's exactly what we want. So this is ready to be print then cut. If we didn't do this, it would cut every single one of those pieces that I had separate, and it would not be one complete sticker. So it's very important to flatten, to make sure everything's flattened, and over here it's very easy to see if things are not flattened. So now that this is flattened, I can add an outline to this sticker. So I'm actually going to, for this, I'm going to change the color of the canvas too, just so you can see it. I'll make it a dark gray. All right, so what I'm going to do, and I'll actually increase the size, is I'm gonna go over to offset, because I like to always have an offset on my stickers, even if it's a little tiny bit, just in case the Cricut decides not to cut completely perfectly around the sticker, which happens a lot. Sometimes it'll cut more to the left than right, and yeah. So just to, you know, account for that sometimes happening, I do go to offset. Right now it's set to 0.25. That is like a really thick offset. So I always drop it down at least to 0.5. That doesn't give too much of an offset. I'm going to hit apply. You can kind of see the black outline. That's the offset. I don't want it black. If I leave it black, it's going to print black, and we don't want that. So I'm going to change this to white. So now it's just a nice little white thin line going around this daisy. So now I have this outline going around the daisy. Over here on the right, you can see it is 2 pieces. So I am going to have to select this whole thing and then hit flatten. And now it is 1 piece, and I can size this down. Size it a little bit more down. And then now I have a third little flower that I can stick over here. All right, now that I have the 3 daisies that I want to use for this sticker sheet, what you can do is you can go in and you can copy and duplicate these so you can have more of them on the page and kind of just line them up and see how they fit. All right, and then I could do it to this one too. Now, I always like different sizes of stickers too, so I like to have a variation so you can size them down so that way they're not perfectly like all the same. So I like to have a little different ones. But yeah, just kind of group them together onto this sheet. It doesn't have to be like perfectly aligned. You just want to make sure that everything has enough space around so that way it doesn't cut into each other. But the reason why I like having this little reminder rectangle is that I can now go in and start arranging these onto this space and try to get the most that I can fit. So I'm going to just start rearranging all of these on here to get the most that I can fit on this one sheet. All right, so I've really filled in this whole area with tons of flowers, different sizes, made sure I gave them enough space, and yeah, I put a lot on this page. So now I'm ready, almost ready to print this. So everything is all here. Now, if I send this to the printer, which I'm going to do right now so you can see, I'm going to hit make it. It's going to sort all of these on its own to the best of its ability. And as you can see, it actually sorted it into 2 mats with this one little guy like on its own instead of putting it all on here, because it arranged it all perfectly. See how everything's kind of like lined up all nice and neat. Now the way that I had it arranged, it was a little bit more scattered, so that way I can fit everything on here. So that's why I like doing that little rectangle shape, because it really allows for me to have control over how it's going to end up over here onto the to the mat. So I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want it to print on 2 sheets. That's not necessary. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to minus this a little bit. All right, so I'm back on the canvas and I'm just going to scroll down, which you don't have to do this really. So I want this square, this basic cut. This is where I'm going to get rid of this. So I no longer need this on the canvas, so I'm just going to delete it. Now I'm going to select all of this, and then I'm going to go over here to the bottom and I'm just going to hit attach. So, and then I'm going to hit flatten. So now everything is all in one. This is all together. It's all one piece. And now I'm going to hit make it. And now it's going to print it all in one, exactly how I put it on the canvas in the order that I put it on the canvas. And now I can just print on one sheet and have it exactly how I want it to print. So yeah, attach and then flatten. That's the way that you're going to be able to, keep everything all on one page. So I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to send to printer. Over here, the important things to do are to take off bleed. You don't want bleed. and then you're gonna use the system dialog box. That way you can use the dialog box from your printer. And then you're gonna hit print. Now in the Mac, if you don't have your window, like the screen open all the way, which I don't, it is gonna pull it in the back. It's just a funny little thing it does. And then you're gonna hit best and then hit print. Now, if you don't want that to happen, so all you have to do is make this the full screen, hit print, send to printer, take off bleed, use the system dialog box and hit print, and it'll pop up in the front. So that way you don't have to go searching for it. So just always make sure your window, like it's all open, the screen is completely open on the Mac. And then hit best, and then hit print. All right, so here is the sheet that I just printed, the full size sheet. That's the whole print area. As you can see, it doesn't fill in the whole thing. It does put this black line around there. Those are like kind of like the registration guides, like for the Cricut, to know, it'll scan those so that way it knows where to cut. So I have the light grip mat that I'm just going to align here and put this on the mat, and then I'll show you the settings that I use to actually use to cut with the Cricut. All right, so now I'm gonna go, now that it's been printed and my machine is connected, I can set the base material. Right now I have it set to a washi sheet. This is the one that I always use. This one works the best for me, but definitely try it out. You have to test out your Cricut, because they are different depending on the blade. So for me, washi sheet works. All you have to do is go over to browse materials. I will type in washi, and then it'll pop up. Make sure you star it so that way it's set to one of your favorites. Another one that seems to work for other people is the sticky note one. So that's another one that you might want to try if the washi one doesn't work. But for me, washi works. And then I always set the pressure to less. For me and my blade, that works the best for me still. So I haven't had to change that to the default setting yet. I guess when it gets a little bit more dull, then maybe I'll have to do that. But for now, less still works. And now all I have to do is load the mat into the machine, and it will be able to start cutting all of the stickers out. So I will do that next. All right, so I'm about to load in the mat. As you can see, the mat, I try to line it up as best as I can to the guidelines on the left. And then I'm just gonna stick this in here. I might have to do this off camera because I can't do this with one hand. But yeah, you just stick it in here, and then you'll hit this button to load. All right, and then it should start flashing. There it goes. And then you'll be able to cut. And it'll start reading it'll start going. And it'll start reading the black lines first, and then it will start cutting everything. All right, so it has finished cutting. It's flashing the little arrow light, so that means that you can reject it, and then you'll be able to take this off the mat, which I'll show you in a bit how I like to take the page off the mat. Okay, so now that I have this ready to take off, I don't take it off from the front. I actually will flip it like this, which is going to be kind of impossible to show on camera, but I will kind of like roll the mat. You don't have to worry about like hurting the mat when you're doing this, because it's pretty durable. But with two hands, it's way easier to do this. But basically, you're rolling this, so that way this paper is not going to get curled. All right, so I got it off of the mat. It's nice and flat, and it is ready to be cut. Honestly, when I do stickers on my own like this, I just kind of keep it as it is. But you can always cut the black lines off, and this is good to go. So here are the stickers. They are cut, and they don't have much of an outline, which is nice. Just a little bit of an outline. All right, so once you have finished printing and cutting, you are done with this whole screen, so you can hit done. And then if you want to, you could always save this as a project so you can go back to it if you want to, and it'll be in your project section, and that is it. So I'm going to now show you how because I don't just use images that I get from Cricut, I also buy images from Etsy. My sister makes images that I can use and import in here too as well. So I'm going to show you how I import images so that way I can use them in Cricut. So I'm just going to hit, instead of going to images, I'm going to hit upload. Over here, as you can see, these were all like my uploaded stuff that I've imported. I'm going to hit upload image, I'm going to hit browse. I'm going to go to documents because I have some donut ones in here that I want to pull that I got from Etsy. I'll make sure to link them. But I have all these fun like donut shapes that I can add into Cricut. So I'm going to just put this one in first because you do have to set how you want this to upload into Cricut. I always pick complex, hit continue. These are usually good to go when I get them from Etsy. I always make sure to get PNG files. Because those seem to work the best in my opinion. And so I will hit apply and continue. I don't have to do anything here because the background's already gone. As you can see, all these like little checkered, the checkered pattern is the background. So I don't have to worry about doing anything with that. Apply and continue. I'm gonna hit print then cut because that's what I want. You can rename it here, but they're already named. So I got donuts 1, and then I'm gonna hit upload, and now I have it here. I can click here and then add to the canvas. And now the only thing that I have to do, which I already showed how to do, is add the offset, apply that, change it to white, like that, and then flatten. So now it's just 1. So you can go ahead and make more donuts. You can make them in different sizes. Again, make your little, oops, went to the wrong thing, canvas. Make your little rectangle shape as the reminder for where you're able to print and cut, like how much space you have. And then you can lay everything out like I showed earlier. We'll send this to the back because right now it's in the front and we want it to the back. So we'll go to arrange, send to back, and then you'll be able to arrange all the donuts on here. You want to add more donuts, you just go back to upload, browse, and then I'll go back to my documents, donuts, and I can add a different type of donut up here. Again, doing complex, continue, don't have to do anything here, apply and continue, print then cut, this one is donuts 2, upload, and then just add to canvas. And then all I have to do here is add the offset again, because I like to have a little bit of an offset, and change that to white, flatten. Then I got another donut. You can make them all different sizes, arrange them onto the rectangle, and then attach and flatten, and you're good to go. So that's how I add in images that I purchased from Etsy. I love purchasing them from Etsy and uploading my own images, so I can honestly make any sticker I want to, which is really cool. Any theme I want to have in on my planner spreads, I can add that all into Cricut very, very easily. All right, so I finished up the donut stickers. They came out really, really cute. I actually used these in a National Donut Day spread. I loved how that spread turned out. It was really cute. I'll put a picture here. But I love that I'm able to just go and find artwork that I want to do special spreads like this, because I didn't have any donut stickers in any of the sticker books that I had, and I was able to find files and put them into Cricut and then print and cut them. So yeah, I love that I'm able to make all these stickers, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to help all of you figure out how to use those Cricuts, because I know a lot of you have them but you're not using them. So I'll make sure to have other videos that I plan on having other topics for, and that way you can reference them if you need to. It'd be a little bit easier than having it all in one video. It gets a little confusing, but I wanted this just to be like the 101, the basics when it comes to print then cut in Cricut. So hopefully I was able to help you out. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you all in the next one.